Hello, everyone out there in the world. Welcome to episode 1 of the Bharat Army Podcast.
Of course, unbelievable. It's MS Dhoni is the reason that's given us so much joy. Why we still go to watch cricket all the time, because of these magical moments. And one memory I've got is sort of, I think quite a few of you guys were there. Rishi, you were certainly there in 2016 when we went to the T20 World Cup in India. If you remember the match against Bangladesh in Bangalore, when if we lost that game, we were out of the
almost
tour.
there.
And we were going to lose. There's no way we're winning this game. And then suddenly, MS Dhoni throws the ball to Hardik Pandya for the last over, and gets those 2 wickets at the end to win us the match. And everyone goes absolutely mental. And I could not believe what I was watching at that time. Why is he bowling Hardik Pandya? Why is Hardik Pandya bowling short? And he gets absolutely clarted. But there's a man on the boundary. And we live to fight another day.
My test player is Ben Stokes. And like you said, so India, we are the #1 ranked test team in the world. And I feel like over the past couple of years, we haven't really been able to live up to that title just because of our away record. Our traveling records are really, really poor. And the question I asked myself was, which player would be able to relieve that pressure from those two? And for me, it was Ben Stokes, of course. I think he's the perfect man for the job. He had a phenomenal 2019. World Cup aside, the Ashes, that is the most memorable, that is so memorable, an incredible, remarkable summer for him.
But I think now is the time where I think we need to start looking at a bit of a transition for a new opening partner for Rohit Sharma in the long term. And I'm going to make the case for KL Rahul to open the innings in T20. I think Dhawan's record in T20 cricket isn't actually all that great, to be honest. I think he averages around 28 with a sort of 120 odd strike rate. And his recent performances in the T20s after the World Cup, he's not really delivered.
The best thing that happened to Jasprit is, he remained natural, which was fantastic. He wasn't coached out of his natural style. And I think that's what makes him truly unique. Apart from obviously his action, his temperament, he loves a challenge. And he's got fantastic stamina, and we've seen over the years that his pace has just become better and better.
But the 2013 final, purely the way Mumbai team came back, that becomes very memorable. Halfway stage, they changed the captain. Rohit Sharma took over for the first time as the captain from Ricky Ponting. So within a span of that 45 days of a season, the lows and the highs, as you mentioned it. So that's the most memorable in the way the team came back.
And all 4 of our cricket connoisseurs have gone for the exact same middle order. All 4 of you. Sachin at 4, Lara at 5, Kallis at 6, Gilchrist at 7. All 4 of you, the exact same middle order.
So let's go back to the World Cup then, right? So first 2 matches against Australia and South Africa, you were not selected for those. But then, what a match to get selected for, right? So I just want to touch on that match, because that's the match today that we have replayed on our socials. And look, everybody knows, right, that a World Cup is not a World Cup without an India versus Pakistan match, right? So I guess my first question for you is, at what point did you know that you were going to play? When did you get a tap on the shoulder to say, Vijay, get yourself ready? You're going to be playing.
I think one day before the game.
Okay.
So one day before the game, they just told me, just be prepared. We'll be playing. So I was like, okay. And then it was, you were there in Manchester, so I'm sure you would have seen all that. It was literally crowded. It was packed.
Yeah.
Manchester was packed. So to see those things, to get into a coffee shop and to have an experience where a Pakistani fan came up to us and he was literally abusing us. Few players we had gone out for coffee and they were abusing us. So that was my first experience of India-Pakistan game.
Wow.
One day before the game.
Yeah.
And then,
do you try and block that out? That kind of experience you have, or is it you have to take it as it is?
No, we just have to take it. We just have to see, he was literally recording. He was literally abusing, and he was recording everything. So we couldn't react. We just all we can do was just to sit and watch what he's doing. That's it.
Yeah, I think probably. I think if you look at cricket's a very unique sport in that when you lose resources at the top, it's not like football where you can regain initiative later on. Our model is so geared towards the top three that when you lose those three in a middling total, it provides that element of panic. Personally, I think Kohli, he like the Champions Trophy final against Pakistan. He was fidgety from the moment he got in. But that final he was dropped and then he was out. Here he just had a problem lining up the ball, and really, if you look at the last few years, he's had this issue with left armers now.
Yeah, like Rishi said earlier on, I think MS Dhoni had sort of planned this moment of the World Cup in England, and probably even himself, like a lot of us done, visualized India winning the World Cup at Lord's. And so I think that sort of a moment when he got run out, you could actually very few of us have seen MS show any kind of emotion like that on the cricket field. So actually to see him sort of what that actually meant for him, it was heartbreaking for fans all over the world. And I actually don't think for just Indian fans, I think just general cricket fans around the world, a lot of them would have felt that, what it actually meant for him to sort of not be able to take India over the line like he has so many times in the past.
Bishan Bedi was trying very, very hard, to pick the wickets, and he must have bowled, 15, 17, 18 overs, but unsuccessfully. So he just went inside in the changing room, and he left the captainship, to Sunil Gavaskar. And he said, Sunil, I'm just going for a little rub, and I'll be back in 15, 20 minutes. So he said, okay. He went in, and Sunil straight away gave me the ball. He said, Carson, you bowl a left-arm spin. I bowled, about 8 or 9 overs, and I picked up 5 wickets against England, and a 5 for 35. So, by meantime, with those 5 wickets, England were all out, and we were returning back to the dressing room. And by meantime, Bishan Bedi was ready to come in, and he saw the team returning, and he asked the manager. He said, "Manager, what happened? Why are they coming in?" So manager said, "Bish, the England team is all out." So he said, "How? 5 wickets when I left the field. Still, there were 5 wickets." And he said, "How?" Manager said, Carson Garvey picked up 5 wickets. So he said, did Sunil took a new ball? So he said, no, he bowled a spin. He said, really? And, as I was entering the dressing room, he caught a hold of me. And he said, Carson, from now on, not even in the nets, you don't bowl spin. I said, why, Paji, I've just got 5 wickets. So he said, if you start taking 5 wickets, what will I do?